um, welcome to the streams, man. Wow. No, so, okay, I'm still confused, guys. I'm seeing top fans and super chats here. Okay, that's kind of confusing. Anyway, so I don't know where this started. Um, anyone who's on the back, like what you can see on your end, because I'm seeing top fans and super chats on my end. Um, I don't know what that means, but anyway, let's get it. Renee the Lord, what's this live about? We're talking about Ilia Topuria being pound for pound number one over Islam Makhachev. So I apologize for the initial confusion. This is the first time I'm seeing this, so so obviously I'm still a little bit confused about what's happening, but I'll figure it out after the live stream. So Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. So this is gonna be a very interesting stream, and I think until Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria fight, I think this is probably going to be a topic that me and my subscribers probably won't particularly agree on, and I'm good. I'm good with that. I love that my channel is encourages disagree. Like you don't have to agree with everything I say, and I love that about my channel. Right, I'm not here sitting here as like an experienced expert. I'm here. That's why I titled this stream um, as a debate, as opposed to me giving you like my opinion only. I'm going to be reading your comments, and you can actually make your argument as far as why you disagree with any of the things that I'm saying. I'm open to that, right? So let's get into it, right? Ilia Tuporia is currently number one, pound for pound over Islam Makhachev. I vehemently disagree with that decision. Um, I genuinely don't understand, and I can't comprehend how you can get to a point whereby you say Ilia Tuporia is ranked above Islam Makhachev. Let's ignore what they've done outside within the UFC up until they got their belt, respective belts, right? For me, and it sucks that I have to continuously speak about this particular topic and elaborate on this particular topic because I feel like I've done this for so many times. I've spoken about it on different streams, on different videos, and the mere fact that it's something that still has to be emphasized is honestly demoralizing. But I'm working on something. If it goes well, this channel is going to be incredible. But I'm not gonna speak about it up until everything is finalized. So so pound for pound, right? Let's first define pound for pound. At the very least, how I understand it and how I think generally applies, right? Pound for pound means you can beat anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. He- hello boys. Um, Playboy, what up, man? You have a crown. Can you explain why you have a crown, man? Did you do something like how do you have a crown? Tuporia can be the Aspinall. Um, okay. But Playboy, can you explain how you have a crown? A crown, yeah. On your comment, like when you comment, you are like your comment. You have a crown. You are classified by my channel for some reason. You are classified as the number one fan for some reason. I don't. I'm still figuring this out. Yeah, man. Like you have a crown. When I'm looking at you right now, when I'm looking at my chat right now, like you have a crown, like you are according to YouTube, you are the number one, you are the top fan as far as streams go, at the very least. I deserve this. I'm so confused because Rene Lot is always on the streams, but I mean, it seems like you deserve it. So I guess shout out to you, man. YouTube thinks you are the top fan. Anyway, let's not get off topic. Um, I'm also I'm also confused. Anyway, pound for pound. Here's my description and my understanding of what pound for pound means. Right, pound for pound means you can beat anyone as long as you are more or less the same weight. Right. That's the first thing. Number two is that you need to be. That's obviously the mythical idea around pound for pound. You can beat anyone as long as you're the same weight. Obviously, you can't. Matches between heavyweights and flyweights will never happen. It's a mythical thing, right? But practically, when you apply to what do you call it, the rankings in itself, the things that you have to take into consideration are obviously number one, you have to you have to be on a win streak, right? That's that goes without saying. When you're on a win streak, I feel like you deserve to be in the pound for pound rankings, right? But number two, then it's not just any streak, right? Which is why number two is important. Number two is important because now we look at your resume, or rather the level of competition you've been beating, right? And then that's where it comes to Drizzy Gold. Drizzy Gold, you're number two. How are you number two, dude? This is so confusing, man. Drizzy Gold, you Playboy is the number one, the top fan number one, and then Drizzy Gold is number two. Wow. Okay. So number two is that you need the level of competition that you've been beating. Um, it comes after win streak, in my opinion. Um, I'm top G. I comes up. We'll talk about this whole thing. Just that I'm sorry if it's off-putting or whatever the case is. I'm still confused. This is something new to me, so it's still a little bit distracting because as I'm trying to do all these things and break this down, like I'm seeing new things on my screen that I've never seen in my like for as long as I've been doing so seeing number one and number two just appear from nowhere and like top fan at the corner of my screen and like it's just confusing. So I apologize if maybe it's irritating a couple of you. But yeah, Playboy is number one, Drizzy Goat is number two. They both have crowns. Um maybe Shawshot McGee for the crown also. Yeah, I think you can I think there's only three crowns. Rene the Rizlan Renier there is a lot. I have a hot take, but I think JDM can beat Islam. Renier there is a lot. How do you not have a crown, dude? Like I see you everywhere, but I think maybe it relates to the streams. Probably I don't know, but dude, like you're always on the streams. How do you not have a crown? Anyway, let's not focus on that. I disagree with that, but Renier there is a lot. Renier there is a lot. I'll come back to that particular point. I just want to highlight my point of pound for pound, but I'm coming back to that. So first is streak. Number two is um, level of competition. So obviously you can be on a 55 win streak as long as you are fighting people who are not ranked. It doesn't really matter, right? That's how I view it. So number one, you need to be on a streak. Number two, level of competition. Level of competition comes down to who have you been fighting, right? That's where now that's where now ranked opponents come into play and all these type of things. So at this particular point, what I'm going to focus on is title fights, right? Obviously, if you've seen the thumbnail, it's quite obvious that Islam Makhachev has ended 40. That's insane because I just checked that today. Islam Makhachev has ended, what do you call it, has ended 41 win streaks in his championship reign. That, that's insane. And in contrast, Ilia Topuria has ended 4. And that's also insane because to me, that tells me the level at which these particular people that each of them have beaten were at when they respectively beat them. Right? Islam Makhachev first took the streak of Charles Oliveira, who was ranked, I think, number 2 or number 3 pound for pound at the time. Right? Is Charles Oliveira had an 11 fight win streak. Right, that's the first one, and then he took Alexander Volkanovski's win streak, which was 22. Obviously, this includes wins outside the UFC. So, what do you call him? Alexander Volkanovski was on a 22 fight win streak when Islam Makhachev beat him, right? And then obviously Alexander Volkanovski got one win, and then he fought Islam Makhachev and obviously still lost. And then who's the other one that Islam Makhachev actually beat? Oh, Dustin Poirier, right? Dustin Poirier had one win. And then Renato Moicano, I don't know. I think he had like 4 or 5 wins somewhere there. Collectively, collectively they have 41, like a combined 41 win streak. And Alexander Volkanovski, when Islam Makhachev beat him the first time, he was ranked pound for pound number 1. And then when he beat him the second time, Alexander Volkanovski was ranked pound for pound number 2, right? On the other hand, when Ilia Topuria beat Alexander Volkanovski, I think he was probably, I'm not even sure if he was even in the top 5 of the pound for pound rankings, right? And then when Ilia Topuria beat Charles Oliveira, I don't even think he was even ranked in the top 15 of the pound for pound rankings. So I, with that information, it's hard for me to comprehend how you take Ilia Topuria and you're like, nah, this guy is better. Considering when Islam Makhachev beat these people, Islam Makhachev beat Islam Makhachev beat Alexander Volkanovski and Charles Oliveira while they were ranked in the top 3 of the pound for pound rankings, while they were on win streaks. Ilia Topuria is beating these guys when they are like 35 years old, coming off of losses or one win. How do you take that and you're like, okay, this guy is better? It's one of the most craziest things that I've ever witnessed. To like, how do you who comes to the conclusion that the guy who beat a few people who were past their primes is better than the guy who beat them while they were in their primes? Like, it's one of the craziest things. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't think it's biased because my argument is off of facts, right? Like, I'm not telling you my opinion. I'm telling you facts. Like, the Charles Oliveira, I don't even think he was in the top 15 of the pound for pound rankings. So how is that a better win than Islam Makhachev beating Charles Oliveira when he was a former champion, when he was on an 11 fight win streak, when he was ranked number 3 or 2 in the pound for pound rankings? How is Islam beating Charles Oliveira, that Charles Oliveira, the number 2 ranked pound for pound, the 11 win streak Charles Oliveira, better than Charles Oliveira coming off of a win against Michael Chandler? Right? Like, how do you say that this win over a 35-year-old Charles Oliveira off of a Michael Chandler win is better than a win of an 11 fight win streak of Charles Oliveira, who's ranked number 2 or number 3 pound for pound, who's basically didn't lose as champion and was basically a champion at that point? It's one of the crazy, and it's so frustrating that I don't even know what to think. I'm just glad that I have a platform, but I just wish my voice was a little bit bigger, because it's one of the craziest things. And we also go back to what do you call it, the weight miss, because absolutely no one is talking about that. Like, absolutely no one, no one is mentioning that. But I'm 100% sure if that was Hamza, I can guarantee you that the whole internet would have lit up. It's so insane to watch everything that's happening, and then we speak about privilege. We speak about how Muslim fighters are apparently privileged. They get opportunity. It's one of the craziest things. Like if ever it was Hamza who missed weight, or if ever it was Islam Makhachev, they everyone, every media member would make sure that it's documented. It's every at this point. I can guarantee you that if 2 3 years from now I say, you remember the time Ilia Topuria somehow missed weight, I think a lot of people will be confused. That even when you search online, there won't be anything unless if I point you to a specific video and I'm like, okay, go watch the weigh-ins for UFC 317, and then maybe that's where you'll see what I'm talking about. That's when you can be like, oh, okay, I now get what you were talking about. But I can guarantee you that 4 years from now, if I say something like Ilia Topuria actually missed weight and still became a champion, people will be like, okay, now this guy is making things up. Like, because, like, even if you search it, like, you won't find anything that covers that. Because all major platforms did not even, did. But when Hamza, there was no, like, even the commission did not even say 185 or whatever, not 185, 190 or whatever the case is. It was only speculation, but the whole internet, every content creator on YouTube and outside was posting about this. And yet, the commission says Ilia Tuporia is 155.5. And then goes back and someone says he needs to be 155. And then he comes back, moves things around, and is like, okay, I misspoke, he's 155. Like, so to me, it honestly sucks that this is the sport that we are currently in. But honestly, I'm doing my part. Like, I'm honestly tired of complaining, dog. Like, I'm honestly tired of complaining. Um, so if everything goes well, um, things will get interesting. I can promise you that. Like, I'm honestly tired of complaining, and I want to start doing something in order to leave a mark, an impact, like a positive and a big impact on the sport of MMA. I'm honestly tired of having to complain about why isn't the UFC doing this? Why isn't the UFC doing this? And no one really gives a crap what we think or what we are saying. Doesn't really matter to them. And there's so much bias that it's unbelievable, man. Like, it's honestly unbelievable. So, in conclude, if maybe going on to all your comments, everyone who's my subscriber, like, knows that. Um, so I just want to conclude as far as pound for pound rankings. I think I made my point. If you want to disagree with me, then you can comment. I'm going to reply very soon, and I'll reply and I'll give you my argument back to what you are basically averring, right? But the mere fact that Islam Makhachev beat so many people in their prime, even whether you are going to say it's currently the win that Ilia Tupuria has is not the same as the win that Islam Makhachev had, right? The win over Volkanovski is a 35, 36-year old Volkanovski who just came off of knockout, right? By Islam Makhachev, by the way. The Charles Oliveira that Ilia Tuporia just knocked out is the Charles Oliveira who's currently 35, who was also knocked out by Islam Makhachev, right? Okay, knocked down and submitted, not knocked out. So, and we're talking about someone who was in his prime. Like, we're not talking about a depleted what do you call him? Ilia Tuporia, whatever the case is. Not Ilia Tuporia, Charles Oliveira. We're talking about people who were on win streaks to show that they were in their prime. It's not just my opinion. It's not just me saying all these things just randomly. We're talking about people who are on win streaks, like long win streaks, right? So for me, it's I don't feel like I even need to say it, but I'll say it. How is Ilia Topuria over Islam Makhachev? In fact, I'm willing to even go as far as saying how is Ilia over Merab Devalishvili? Maybe you can make the argument for Pantoja, but still, why is Pantoja not even in the top three? It's so crazy to me because Ilia Tuporia beat Alexander Volkanovski, who was coming off of a loss, old past his prime. Max Holloway, that's a good win. There's we there's no way to diminish that. And I'm not even trying to diminish that. My point is, okay, at least Max Holloway, and he's the only one who's bringing like a significant amount of wins, because I think Max Holloway was on a 35 win streak, which is quite impressive. At least something, right? And Max Holloway is still young, even though he has a lot of miles on his clock, but he's still very young, right? So you can't say he's past his prime. I don't believe Max Holloway is past his prime, especially after knocking out Justin Gaethje. It's not easy to do. There aren't that many people who have done that. Actually, I don't think anyone has done that, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, that is a good win, right? Max Holloway is a solid win. Nothing to really say about that. Charles Oliveira is 35, right? He's coming off of one win, right? He's been exchanging wins since losing to Islam Makhachev. He's been exchanging wins with top lightweights. Okay, not let me not say exchanging wins. I think that's a little bit too harsh. He actually lost to Aman Sarukian, right? So, Ilia Tuporia shouldn't be in the top three of the pound for pound rankings at this point. In my opinion, it should be Islam, probably Merab, probably Pantoja, purely because of level of competition and win streaks in the UFC. We're not talking about outside the UFC. In the UFC, purely because of that, Ilia Tuporia shouldn't be anywhere close to the top three. I don't know who gets the idea to say he deserves to be number one, dog. Like it's so insane. It's so insane, but it is what it is. But for me, the top three, I'm going to say it here, or maybe I'll go as far as saying top five. For me, it's Islam Makhachev, Merab Devalishvili, Alexandre Pantoja, Magomed Ankalaev, and let me defend that. Magomed is on a win streak, and he's been taking out competition, like ranked competition. So it's kind of like Bilal Muhammad, because Bilal Muhammad has been fighting competition, and Alessandro Pantoja as well. Alessandro Pantoja has beaten a lot of the people in the top 15, but he only has four defenses because he wasn't a champion when he beat those people. So we cannot then ignore the fact that he's beaten a lot of ranked competition just because, okay, he only has four defenses. I also take into consideration the fact he beat a lot of the ranked contenders in his division. So that's how I view it. Even though Magomed Ankalaev has not defended the belt, I still feel like the mere fact that he's beaten ranked competition within his division puts him at the top, right? So I just wanted to defend that. And then at number five, who would I put at number five? It can't be Tom Aspinall. It can't be Alexander Volkanovski. He's coming off of two knockouts, so it's hard for me to consider you pound for pound when you just got knocked out. You know what? Dricus Duplessis, right? Dricus Duplessis. Yeah, I think that's my. I wouldn't even be mad at Dricus Duplessis being number four, and Magomed Ankalaev being number five. So that's my top five, right? It's Islam Makhachev, Merab Devalishvili, Alexander Pantoja, Dricus Duplessis, and then Magomed Ankalaev. Um, Hell no, Poatan better than DDP. Poatan just lost, man. Like you, pound for pound means you can beat anyone if you are the same size. Like it defeats the purpose if you lose. So for me, if you lose, you can. I'm not going to be too harsh on you if you lose one, right? But still, DDP is on a streak and he's been taking out ranked competition as well on his way up, right? Okay, not the best competition, but Darren Till was ranked when he beat him. Derek Brunson was ranked when he beat him. Obviously Robert Whittaker. I can't remember other people that he beat at the bottom, but he was beating a couple of ranked contenders on his way up. So I think that's kind of impressive in my opinion. Then he beat Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland. So I think that's a good. And Dricus Duplessis is on the longest win streak in the middleweight division, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Okay, apart from Hamza Chimaev, I'm not sure. But still, I would argue that because Poatan lost, I can't put him in the top five. Let's say somehow Islam Makhachev loses, right? It's gonna be difficult for me to put him over anyone on a streak. It's gonna be difficult for me to put him over Ilia Topuria. It's gonna be hard for me to put him over Pentoja, Mirab, DDP, um, and Goliath. It's gonna be difficult for me to put him over those people, right? So that's my top five. I'm sorry. I saw that a lot of people left without me responding to them, but hopefully the ones that actually are always here will still be here. Let me respond to you guys, and then let me respond to you guys, and then I'll get to this thing of like it's so confusing, right? Ah, let me see. So Renier the Rizlot said, I don't think Ilya deserves to surpass Islam yet on pound for pound. I agree 100%. Renier the Rizlot, recency bias. I agree, but I think it's honestly messed up to know that the people who are deciding pound for pound are stupid enough to actually think a win over a 35-year-old Volkanovski coming off of a loss, a win over a 35-year-old Charles Oliveira coming off of a win over Michael Chandler is better than Islam beating 11 fight win streak, number two ranked pound for pound Charles Oliveira, and the number one and number two ranked pound for pound and 22 fight win streak Alexander Volkanovski. It's kind of it's so stupid to me for like it's so confusing to know that there are people who are actually making these kind of stupid decisions. But it is what it is. Playboy, hello boys, what up, my guy? Tuporia can beat Aspinall. Come on, man. Um, Playboy, a crown. Yeah, man. Like you have a crown on your like YouTube. According to YouTube, you are the number one. I've explained this. You are the number one fan live stream at least as far as live stream goes. Seems like you're number one. For some reason, I don't understand how it works. Um, and then number three is self-made. Who's the guy? There's someone who has a profile picture and is he calls himself self-made. Or rather, the profile picture says self-made. I'm so confused, man. I don't know how this works. Anyway, Playboy, ha ha ha, he's laughing. I deserve this. Okay, I'm not gonna dispute that. Uh, but I feel like okay, let me not even Playboy. I'm also confused, bro. Like, yeah, I'm still confused even now. Drizzy Gold, who's also like who has a crown, and is considered number two. Islam beats Ilya. Yeah, 100%. Okay, not 100%, but I still think like Islam beats Ilya. Playboy, Tuporia got the belt. I got the crown. You did, man. But as far as the only information I have about these crowns on YouTube, I think the information is for me. For some reason, I need to check how they work. But I think they reset after every stream. So I think for some reason they reset. I don't know if it goes with who came first. I don't honestly know how it works, but I know that I think they reset if out after every stream. So I guess I'll just have to research more and see because this is the first time I'm seeing this. Drizzy Gold, Ilia has only beat Islam's leftovers for real. I mean, that's actually accurate, unfortunately. Except for Max Holloway. Playboy, I'm top G. Yeah, you are, man. Maybe Short Shot McGee, for Crown also. Nah, it's only top three, and there's someone called the Self B or something. I'm not sure who he is. But he got the third crown, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. Rene the Lord, I have a hot take, but I think JDM can beat Islam. I don't know, man. The only imagine Bilal is not the best striker. He's not on the same level of striking as Islam Makhachev. I'm willing to go as far as saying if Bilal and Islam fought, Islam would probably finish him, right? JDM couldn't do that because he was worried about the grappling. Islam Makhachev is a better striker than JDM. No, not maybe, but Islam Makhachev is a better striker than Bilal. So if it'll be a lot more competitive, and the grappling is going to be even worse for him. I don't know. Maybe there's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't think there's a massive possibility, honestly. Drizzy Gold, Islam will submit JDM. I don't see that, to be honest. Playboy, be me or be. Drizzy Gold, Hamza submits DDP in round one. I could see that. Um, Sell for build wealth. Ilia is better than Islam. He has self build wealth. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing you. How did you become number three, my guy? Welcome to this dream. I'm so confused, man. Self built wealth is number three. Has the third crown. So the first crown is Playboy. The second crown is Drizzy Gold, and the third crown is self-built wealth. Welcome to this dream, my guy. Ilya is better than or Islam. Okay, I don't know, man. Renier the Lord. I think Ilya beat a washed Charles and Islam beat a prime Charles. He made Charles change his style to become a decision merchant. Yeah, 100%, man. Like that was one of the most incredible performances, and it feels like people are basically saying an older version of Charles Oliveira who's coming off of a win is better than a younger Charles Oliveira who was on an 11 fight win streak somehow and ranked number 2 or number 3 pound for pound. For some reason, I don't know how it works for a lot of fans today, because how else, or rather for a lot of media, because they basically decide who's number 1 pound for pound. And clearly, old is the new young, apparently, in MMA. So I guess if you beat the, if what do you call him? Um, I forgot who is oh, but they are both old. Okay, that's a bad example. Anyway, Drizzy Gold, the Kaikan of France, what a chump. He was having a seizure pre-fight, pre-fight style. I had Pantoja by sub. I just had him. I didn't think it would end in a finish. Renier the Lord, Kaikan of France for real. Renier the Lord, maybe you and Shoshan McGee didn't get the crowds because of what you guys say. So maybe YouTube is like, nah, we're not gonna reward these guys. They are menaces. Who knows? I'm just now thinking about it. Maybe you guys violate community guidelines, so they're like, nah, we're not giving it to them. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I think maybe that's probably the case. Rene, there is a lot. I had Pantoja by sub too. I was off by 1 round. That's impressive. I had round 4 sub. Okay. Um, Drizzy Gold, the little white boy is 25%. Sorry. LOL, and 75% white. What? Rene the Reslo. I'm Drizzy Gold. Okay, I had Ilia by KO, Pentoja by Sab, got them right. The Hamza is running through DDP for real. I agree. Rene, there is a lot. Kai is a little English dude, not the Moiri. Drizzy Gold, Ilya KO Paddy easily, 100%. Rene, there is a lot. I had Ilya by KO too. Um, Playboy, I think Tuporia is number one because isn't the superstar right now. I think I think Ilya is number one because he is the superstar right now, but that shouldn't influence our pound for pound ranking goes. You don't just put someone at number one because they're famous now. Renee the Lord, hot take. I think Paddy can make it out of round one. Possible. Drizzy Gold, Renee wasn't a fan of his. He looks like a little try hard. The Treb, LOL. Glad the big pen folded him. Ilya better than Paddy, better than Arman, but I think Islam beats Ilya for sure. Yeah, I would be inclined to agree with better than Aman because Aman can wrestle, but he's not necessarily as good on the feet as Islam is. Um, so yeah, I would agree with that. Rene Lot, I think Islam beats Ilya, but it's tricky. 100%. I'm not going to sit here and say yeah, it's guaranteed. I have a feeling Islam loses to JDM by decision. He's struggling to put on weight. Nah, man. I don't think so. JDM has good scrambling ability and can slightly outstrike Islam on the feet. He also will have a power advantage on the feet. I guess we'll see because I mean, Islam was dropping people in lightweight, so he might have more power in welterweight. But we'll see, man. We'll see. And Islam's frame, Islam is bigger in frame than what do you call him, Kamaru Usman, and Kamaru Usman is massive, right? So I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. The Netherlands, JDM by damage based decision. I don't know, man. I GTD me. Oh, I got to go soon in like 15 minutes. Ah, damn man. I'm sorry I couldn't read your comments in time then. But the Netherlands lot for real. Ilya has just licked up two of Makhachev's leftovers. Jessico, the top five is Islam, Ankalaev, Mirab, Ilya, Pentoja. That's my top five. Okay. Um, that's I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to accept that. Drizzy Gold, Pantoja, small, 125 weight. That's not top five, bro. Too small for real. But I mean, fighting pretty good competition. Rene the Roselord, it's skill and merit based, not size based. Doesn't matter if Pantoja is too small. I agree. Drizzy Gold, Pantoja has crazy resume. Strickland, Israel Adesanya, oh, Poatan. Oh, okay. Poatan has crazy resume. Strickland, Israel Adesanya, Jerry twice. Hill, Roundtree. That's nuts. Yeah, but he lost still. So he might have a good resume for gold status, but not for pound rankings currently. Drizzy Gold. Hell no. Poatan better than DDP, bro. Okay, I think I responded to this. Poatan finished Strickland in round one. DDP went 10 rounds with Strickland. Still, we're talking about who would beat who, and currently it's not looking good for Poatan as far as I'm seeing. To be honest, Drizzy Gold, the Poatan's resume is better than DDP. Boy, get right. DDP beats DDP beats Bums. I mean, I disagree. I don't think Whitaker is a bum. I don't think Izzy is a bum. I don't think Strickland. Okay, let me not say he's a bum. Drizzy God, I got Big Ank ahead of him though. Okay. But he's not in the top five though. Poatan cannot be like for me personally, you can't be in the top five without a win streak. Especially when there are people who are on a win streak and are champions, even like that makes it even worse. That's why unintentionally all my top five are champions. Islam, Mirab, Pantoja, DDP, Ankalaev, all of them are champions. So for me personally, I honestly can't put you in the top five if you're not on a streak. You've beaten a lot of your your. But again, the competitors in your division, like ranked competition in your division, you're on a streak, you're a champion, and like yeah, quality resume, man. Like for me personally, I'm not gonna take. I think I made my point actually at this point. Rene Pereira is washed now, in my opinion. I agree. He looked terrible against Uncle Live. Okay, maybe it's a comment on Uncle Live's skill. Drizzy Gold. The disrespect of Poatan is nuts. I agree. But yes, he did lose to Uncle Live in Ramadan. The disrespect for Poatan is nuts. Nah, man. He, a loss is a loss, my guy. Drizzy Gold. I think the rematch will be awesome to two great fighters. Um, Shawshot McGee, Mirab has the best resume. Mirab pound for pound. For me, Mirab is number two. I'm not going to dispute with you, but I get what you're saying. For me, Mirab is number two. I mean, in all honesty, I would take Mirab as number one over Ilia. Like, Ilia can't be over Islam. Rather it be Mirab number one. It's fine. I wouldn't even make this stream, to be honest, because there would be no way for me to argue with that, right? So, I mean, I get what you're saying, Shoshat McGee. Islam might beat Ilya, but the JDM might beat Islam. Interesting, but I wonder why you and Rene Dereslot actually think that, man. It's kind of interesting. Even though I get that Rene Dereslot actually broke it down, but it's honestly very interesting. I want JDM to beat Islam, so he has to go back down to lightweight to face the music for real. I think he will go back down irrespective. I think what Islam wanted was for Ilya to actually prove himself first, which he has done right now. Shajat McGee, me too. Shajat McGee, JDM is only 28. Dude might be the future. He might be, but I don't see him beating Islam, to be honest. Rene Darizlot agreed. His boxing is a threat to watch, is a treat to watch. Okay, I agree. Guys, I gotta go. Okay, deuces, man. We'll talk, man. I appreciate you joining me for the little time that you had. It means a lot to me. Shajat McGee, and he actually fights like he wants to be there and win. Always working, even in a bad spot. Yeah, that's honestly impressive. Renee lot. I like his grappling defensive scrambles too. Yeah. He makes grappling look fun. You mean JDM? Wow. Okay, maybe I wasn't paying too much attention to that, but maybe I'll have to go back and watch. Drizzy Gold. I don't forget that Poatan was double champ, 120, 185 champ, vacated belt, then was champ at 205 light division before 3-2 loss to Ankalaev. He is still top five in the UFC, bro. I know I'm right. Poatan got knocked out by Israel Adesanya. He didn't relinquish his belt, man. Like, Drizzy Gold. Poatan has been the most active fighter as well over the last 2-3 years. These are facts. I mean, I'm not disputing that, but that's not an argument for pound number one. So, Shoshat McGee, I don't know if you're still on the stream, but there's this. Oh yeah, you're still on the stream. Shoshat McGee, longest streak and most wins over champs Marab the Goat. I can't argue with that, man. It's hard for me to actually argue with that. So, if anyone wants to make the argument for pound number one, would be Marab. Marab should definitely be over Ilya. So, in all honesty, I don't think wins over a 35-year-old coming off a loss, Alexander Volkanovski, or a 35-year-old Charles Oliveira coming off of a win from Michael Chandler. should put him at number one over Islam Makhachev, who beat those guys when they were on win streaks, ranked in the top three of the pound for pound. It doesn't make sense to me. So the only person who I feel like has a solid argument for number one is Mirab, and I can respect that. So in conclusion, so I think these crowns work like they refresh every single stream. Just that I'm confused why Shawshot McGee as well as Rene Derislot did not get the crowns. But I think it's because they are very edgy on the streams, and maybe YouTube is aware of that, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna reward you guys. So so, so yeah, man, it's a pretty cool thing to actually experience. This is so cool, man. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing right now. It's so cool. Like to see Drizzy Goat comment and then there's a crown and then it's written hashtag number two. Like it's so cool, man. But yeah, shout out, man. This makes YouTube even more fun to actually experience. I think even super chat, I don't know. I think that they say also a super chat can actually put you in these rankings. I don't even think I can receive super chats, but maybe this is a sign that I'm going to be monetized very soon, I guess. But yeah, shout out to YouTube for this one. This is actually really cool. Especially as the person streaming, it's a really nice view. Drizzy Gold Mirab is a machine for beating Omar for sure. And yeah, you're right, bro. My bad. Poatan went up after the fluke KO from Israel. um, Drizzy Gold, LOL. I thought he vacated. Nah, that's cool, man. Dariush, I'm big fan, bro. Are you the real Dariush? I doubt though. I appreciate that, man. I don't see you a lot in the streams, but I sincerely appreciate the the compliment. It means a lot to me, man. Those are the things that keep me going. I'm going on 3 years doing this channel, and you know those little appreciation comments. They genuinely fuel me to keep going. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Um, yeah. Drizzy Gold, looking forward to seeing Tom K. Ogan in round one for sure. Imagine if somehow Cyril gone, plus he's a striker, and if he somehow finds a way to improve his takedown defense, it's going to be so funny to see. Cyril John Jones is gonna have a field day on Twitter if it happens that Cyril Gahn somehow finds a way to win. Oh my goodness. Jones is not gonna let you forget that. Everyone better pray because I feel like a lot of people are basically accepting that somehow Tom. I'm picking Tom Aspinall, but I mean Cyril Gahn is a really good striker. I think a lot of people are neglecting that, right? Obviously, maybe Tom Aspinall is going to mix it up, but Cyril Gahn is actually a really good striker. So, and that's one of the reasons why Jones didn't even try to stand with him. He knew on the feet he's going to lose. So, so if Tom Aspinall decides to stand with Cyril Gahn, it's going to be very interesting. But it is what it is. I guess we'll see how that one plays out. But if somehow Cyril Gahn wins, it's gonna be crazy to see, man. It's gonna be crazy to see because John Jones is not gonna let you guys forget it. That's for sure. Short Shot McGee, it's my kind of slayer. Wow, nah, that's not fair. Nah, you can't say that, man. Tracy Gold, I had my kind of LOL if I could chum talk too much. Oh, I mean, Dariush, hopefully he is actually Dariush. Dariush, hit me up for an interview if it's really you, man. But I appreciate the love, even if it's not you. I appreciate the love, man. Um, Drizzy Gold, I had Moicano LOL. Jumped onto my. Um, Drizzy Go Jones ran from Tom, bro. He was a dog for sure. I'm not gonna dispute that. I'm not gonna dispute that for real. Drizzy Gold, Jones looked soft, a coward, even LOL. Yeah, it's a bad look to be honest. To be leaving the spot, although I understand his position as far as him being older and not wanting to risk it, and I get that he got the same opportunity when he was younger. I'm not going to dispute that. I get that. But what I have a problem is if you truly felt like you're not willing to risk your position, why hold the belt for so long then? Like, why hold the belt for so long? So I'm not even going to defend what he did. Malik Adebayo, he's a closeted homosexual. What did you expect? Damn. Playboy, McGee doesn't have a crown. No, but I think they reset every single stream. As far as I know, I think they reset every stream. So next stream, it might not be Playboy. It might be someone else who has a crown. Um, it might not be Drizzy Gold. It might not be self-made self-made millionaire, something like that. Because number one is Playboy. Number two is Drizzy Gold. Number three, um, oh, Dariush is number three actually. He took is oh Dariush, how are you number three, dude? Like, what did you do? Dariush just came onto the stream to say shout out, and then he became number three. That's kind of crazy. I wonder how YouTube decides these things. Because right now, number one is Playboy still, number two is Drizzy Gold, number three is Dariush, and then number four is Self Built Wealth. Self-built wealth was number three, and now he's number four, and Dariush is somehow number three. How? That's kind of interesting. Um, Shoshat McGee. If Tom wins in round one, John will go to. If Tom wins in round one, John will go to jail for some random crime. He can't control his emotions. Wow. Dariush, yeah, it's me. I was talking big and got humbled. Nah, man, it's Moicano who was talking big. But I don't really think it's Benil Dariush. But shout out to you, man. You just became number three on the channel. Drizzy Gold. Tom was questioning his manhood. That shit on side, bro. But they get paid for it. I agree. Go out on your shield, John Jones. I agree. Um, he got exposed for real. He will always be a guy that Doug Tom Aspinall. I 100% agree. Dariush. Playboy said hi. Playboy, you're number two. Dariush is number one. Dariush, what are you doing, dude? Like, you just joined the stream. How are you number one? Dariush, maybe you have the secret. Can you explain to us? Like, how did you come on the stream and became number one? Top fan. You became the top fan and you just joined the stream number. Now, Playboy is number two and Drizzy Gold is number three. Dariush, how did you become number one? Did you do you know? Is there something unique that you did when you came online? Dariush, you have a crown and it says you are the number one top fan. I'm just curious. Did you do something on your end? What did you do? Like, what is there anything special that you did? I don't know. I'm so confused right now. Shoshat McGee, John Jones equals homosexual. I tried telling you how I am. You know what? I'm Shoshat McGee, you did, man. I'm not even going to dispute that. Dariush, um, uh, Roman Reigns, Conor McGregor. Okay. Drizzy Gold, LOL. Yeah, man. I think I've responded to your comments. I'm still so confused, man. Conor McGregor, bro. Okay, we hear you, Roman Reigns. So yeah, I think that concludes it. I'm so confused, man. Dariush, no idea. Like, how does this work? Like, how does Dariush come onto the stream? I think the first time, and then become the number one top fan. Shawshot McGee and Renee the Rizlord must be on YouTube's bad books because like how does Dariush come onto the stream for the first time and just shoot up to the number one spot? That's incredible. Anyway, this is so fun. I need to figure that out. Um, Drizzy Goat. um, Drizzy Goat. The Dariush coming off a W. Fair play. I guess YouTube was like, nah, this is the real Dariush. Shoshat McGee, Dariush gets the crown for destroying everyone's parlay. Dariush, maybe I'm the goat. I mean, maybe you are, man. Shoshat McGee, it's the swooge. They get me every. Nah, on that note, let me leave before it gets before it gets wild. YouTube, I like it. This is gonna be very fun to do, man. I love and appreciate all of you, whether you have a crown or not. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me, and don't let these crowns make you change how you comment. Shot McGee, Renee there is Lord. Like it's up to you how you want to be, but like I genuinely enjoy interacting with you guys. So crown or not, I know you guys support me heavy. But I appreciate the new people who are coming on. Drizzy Gold, Playboy. Actually, Drizzy Gold is not that new, and Playboy is not that new. Dariush, hopefully you stay for a bit longer. Um, I appreciate you. For some reason, you got the number one crowd. Like you got the top spot for some reason, according to YouTube. Shout out to you. Um, Millennial Crisis TV. Romela Lukaku. Who's this? Romela Lukaku. What's that? Um, Shoshat McGee. Ariel hates me. I checked the coins for God. Alright, guys, let me bounce. It's about to get really wild here. So, I'll see you guys probably next week. For the breakdowns for the entire card for Lewis versus Tequila. Until then, I love and appreciate all of you. Turn on your notifications, guys, so that you know when I go live. Shout out to YouTube, man. This is so cool, man. Seeing the crowns and the number one things, like it's so cool. It's such a nice experience to actually view. Dariush, I'm still so confused how you got that, man. I mean, shout out to you for getting the number one spot. I love and appreciate all of you. Until next time, deuces.